Hi there, my name is NickDutch and I am a professional tarot reader. I work over the internet and over the telephone, performing tarot readings for people all across the world, anywhere from the North Atlantic to the South Pacific, seriously, okay? And once a week, roughly once a week, on either Saturday, Sunday or Monday, depending upon my own schedule, because I do this show for free, I perform weekly tarot shows. And today we've got someone who's got a lot of interest in the tarot show and has got quite a few questions. And the first one is the inquirer making the right choice to limit studies and focus on fitness training? Let's just see what comes through in the reading. Bear with me a second, please. Alright, here we go. And actually, if you want to get a reading from me, you can make an inquiry and I can see if I can fit it into the tarot show. But on the other hand, if you want to catch me live, you can get that through my website, nickdutch.co.uk. Right, well, let's just have a quick look. Well, obviously we do have some concerns coming through, which are very evident from the Five of Coins there, which in some decks is actually labeled worry. But we do have a lot of signs of happiness coming in the long term, as we've got here in the Nine of Cups here. Alright, the deck was shuffled very thoroughly. So the signs which are coming through are actually painting a story. I would say that as we've got a sense of progression, I mean, we've also got a feeling of being involved with more people of a like mind. So yes, at this time in your life, you do seem to have the need to focus in a little more, try and narrow everything down to a thin margin, and to try and build connections with people who are much more within keeping with your goals, as is evident within this reading. So with that question, I'd have to say affirmatively, it does look like it's the right thing to do, to focus on your fitness training. Okay, the second question's a little grey, I suppose. Is the main course of action that the inquiry has taken for their future looking good? Alright, so we haven't actually received any real definitions to what that action is. So we haven't really, we can't go into that too much. But the second part of that is talking about the career in the army and to see whether that's okay. Now, my ancestors would say that a man who goes into battle knows he's going to die. So I'll be careful about being in the army. But I would also say that a lot of people leave the army with many more skills than they would have got otherwise. So being in the army could be a good thing in the long term. But let's see what the reading says. Okay, well, although the early part of this reading is a 5-card chronological reading, it starts off still very concerned. We had signs of worry before, and now we've got signs of concerns about failure and about difficulties. But the interesting thing is, that was the first card of the reading, the one which deals with futility, a sense of failure, a sense of, oh my God, am I moving in the right direction? But at the end of the reading, on the 5th card, talking about progression over a period of time, and this spread was talking about a year or more, we do have signs of you getting what you want. Alright, not necessarily what you would like to have. It's not a question of your dream goals. It's a question of receiving what is right for you and is within keeping with your true nature. We call those signs the wish signs, and they're coming immediately after signs of risk and gamble, which demonstrates to me that yes, it is a risk going through the process of getting yourself involved with the army and seeing how that can take you in the longer term. So yes, although you do mention time and patience there, well, you're going to need patience and it is going to take time. That's just a fact of the way things are right now for you, okay? Okay, now you're also asking, is there anything in your near future to do with your love life, bad or good? Okay, let's just see what comes through. Everyone's interested in their love life to see what's going to happen there. And so what I'll do is, you haven't mentioned a particular person. Normally with a love life question, I would ask you the first name of the person you're thinking of for relationship development. But that hasn't actually, appeared within your question, so we're not going to answer that today. We're just going to see whether someone new is going to come in, or whether someone who's already in your life is going to start to develop much more in the way of interest. Let's see what the reading says. I just cut once more and we'll take it from there. Oh, yes. Very dramatic change. We could not hope for better signs for love for you within this 12-month period. Again, for you, I'm just doing 5-card readings, okay? Finally, the 2 of Cups, perfect. That suggests 2 people in a beautiful state of loving unity and going on into the future. And that's following signs relating to dramatic change. But you asked about the near future. It depends upon what you mean by near future. If your idea of near future was in the next 2 to 3 months, you're going to be disappointed. We do have signs of a female character whose energy is getting much stronger and is going to provide you with extra benefits as signified by the wealth card, the 10 of coins, alright? And again, despite the fact they've shuffled very, very thoroughly, we still have this feeling of risk. We still have a sense of gamble, we still have a sense of fun and pleasure from risky decisions. It's going to be an interesting journey for you on the love side of things. But as far as good is concerned, yes. But it's going to take a bit of time to get there. I always say the same things to my clients, okay? Focus with communication and shared experiences when his characters start showing positive signs towards you. But essentially, as we move on further forward, that's the nice sort of squelchy, juicy, loving signs we got at the end there. So, good on you, mate. Alright? Okay. And the final question this character's got is there anything that they should be looking out for that you're not aware of? Okay, well, we'll look out for signs of surprise. We'll do a separate reading again, and we'll just see if there's any signs of surprise or any signs of something dramatic that you need to be made aware of. And bear with me 2 shakes. So essentially we should be looking out for signs relating to chaos or tragedy or instability, which is not really evident here. There's only one real sign here which really would fit in with your question, and that will be the universe card, which sometimes speaks of a need to get more knowledge. So you're approaching the world from a good standpoint, but there's still more perspective you got to get yourself before you can actually be at a state of like what we could call genuine clarity about the way that your life is going to go. But we've also got lots of signs of pleasure. Essentially, there is something you're doing right. You're not probably aware of what it is yet, but there's something you're doing right. And I think that's to do with attitude, because the Fool card, when it turns up, often relates to deliberately avoiding or deliberately not paying attention to things which are hard or tragic, okay? So there are some things you may need to avoid, but there's also a sense of still having a feeling of balance, equilibrium, and doing what's right. You mentioned your career in the army. The Judgment card does talk about acting in a just and true manner. That's one of its many interpretations. So I think you got right on your side. Carry on doing what you're doing. Look out for that wonderful relationship which is coming your way soon. And take it one step at a time. Good fortune, God bless. NickDutch signing out for now. If you want a live reading, go to nickdutch.co.uk. If you want to appear in the Tarot Show, contact me either through MySpace or through my YouTube account, which is quite simply NickDutch Tarot on both of them. God bless.